My BFF boned my boyfriend. Now she's pregnant. I want to do something unforgivable, but my mom wants me to forgive them. Am I the a-hole?
I think the mom's in cahoots with everyone. That's my no context guess.
We have to welcome our incredible guest back again. The first return guest in OKOP history, Macy. Welcome back to the podcast.
Thank you for having me. I actually do have tea right here, so I'm ready.
When I was 18 and in my senior year of high school, I really believed my life was on a good track. Well, now you're on Reddit, buddy.
How good of a track could it be on?
I lived with my parents and my 4 siblings, 23 male, 22 male, 20 female, and 14 female, and spent most of my days hanging out with my best friend, Ashley, and or my boyfriend of 3 years, Kyle, 20 male.
I already don't like him.
That is such a good catch. Any Kyle?
He's already drinking Monster and having a backwards hat. Like, I don't know if we can be friends.
Both Ashley and Kyle's parents were best friends with my parents. So I've known both of them since we were in diapers. We spent holidays together, birthdays, and we visited each other all the time as we lived in the same town. Ashley's been my friend for 18 years, and she truly was the person I trusted with everything. Sometimes our parents would joke that we are connected by the hip as we're together all the time, and I've been dating Kyle for the last 3 years. I believed he would be the love of my life and the one I would eventually marry.
She's 18?
Yeah.
Come on,
Honey,
sweetheart.
you got so much to learn.
We were both quite serious and even talked about getting married after he finished college. He was a sophomore at that point. Although I had every plan on going to university, I was quite content with the idea of being married to Kyle and being a stay-at-home mom. My parents loved Kyle and supported our relationship, and I was very happy. I think I should note that my sister, 20 female, was also dating Kyle's brother, 23 male, and all of the siblings were very close.
I'm totally stereotyping here, but if this takes place in the US, I would put money on that this is taking place in Utah.
Utah, really?
Ooh. One day, at the beginning of the school year, I noticed Ashley was being very melancholic and detached. After a while of prodding, she told me that she was pregnant.
Oh, wow.
I was very surprised because I didn't know she and her boyfriend had broken up a while ago, and I didn't know she had anyone else like that in her life.
No one else that was close enough? A little bit of warmth in the night?
I asked her who the father was, and she didn't want to talk about it, but in a way implied that the ex was the father. She was absolutely distraught, so I dropped the topic and just consoled her. I was with her when she told her family, and while her parents were disappointed, they promised to support her in whatever she decides. They tried to make her share the dad's name, but she refused and made me promise to stay quiet. They didn't know that she had a boyfriend at one point. I was there for her for the next 9 months. I went with her for an ultrasound, doctor's appointments. I was there for her when she got bullied in school for being pregnant. Oh, God, that is awful. Dude. I even helped her set up the nursery. I was there for her when she was sick or just fell down. I held her a baby shower, went shopping with her, and even took some parenting classes with her. Dang!
I feel like a hammer's about to fall.
We chose names together, and she even asked me to be with her in the delivery room.
Oh, no.
Well, they're like best friends. I mean, it makes sense.
I noticed that the pregnancy was really taking a toll on her emotionally and physically, and I tried to support her in every way possible. She was my best friend, always there for me, and I loved her.
The past tense, too.
Some 2 weeks before her due date, I went into the mall to run some errands for her, and I ran into her ex. Although I promised never to contact her, the knowledge of my friend's emotional state sent me into a fit of anger, and I confronted him.
As a good friend should.
Yeah, honestly, OP deserves friend of the millennium. So I gave him a piece of my mind.
As she should.
Ooh,
What
tell
a
him,
piece of
Macy.
shit.
I know, I've done that before. Not for specifically this scenario. My friend was dating this guy for like over a year, and then he ghosted her, and I called one of our mutuals and was like, give me his number, and I called him, and he was like, hello. I'm like, this is Macy. What the f***? And he was like, and I'm like, you don't do that. And she's an amazing doll of a person. You're a piece of shit.
I told him what a piece of was for leaving his ex pregnant and alone and not caring for his unborn child. He was shocked, and he said he had no idea what I was talking about. Ashley never told him about the pregnancy, and when I told him that she was 9 months pregnant at the time, he said that it was not possible for him to be the father as they broke up over a year ago and had no relations since then.
Oh, shit.
I was confused, but apologized for yelling at him in the middle of the mall. After that, he became snarky, said some nasty stuff, and mentioned that maybe I should ask Ashley's friend Kyle if he's the daddy. I didn't really think about his words in any way. Kyle and Ashley have been friends their entire lives, and we were always very close.
It's sus. It's sus, man.
But Kyle and Ashley never showed any sign of being anything more. That evening, my younger sister, 14 female, and I were preparing to have a movie night. I began ranting to her about confronting Ashley's ex and his words. My sister, who is usually very outspoken, got really quiet and didn't really respond to anything I was saying.
Does everyone know?
If your 14-year-old sister knew and didn't tell you, I would say you also got betrayed by her.
After a while, she excused herself and went to the bathroom. I decided to go and get some snacks and went downstairs to the kitchen, and I heard younger sister berating my mother. Now, this part of my memory is really fuzzy as I was dealing with lots of emotions. My sister told my mom about me running into Ashley's ex and his words, and told my mom that she no longer wanted to hide from me the fact that Kyle was Ashley's baby's father.
The mom's
What?
in? Protect your best friend over you? Are you kidding me?
What did I say at the beginning of the story? The mom is the puppeteer.
Wow.
I called it.
Crap.
I was shocked, absolutely shocked. I stumbled into the kitchen and demanded an explanation. Both my mom and my sister became white as a sheet when they saw me, and my sister started crying her eyes out. My sister explained to me some things I also learned from people later that appeared during the end of the summer break. Kyle and Ashley attended the same house party, got drunk, and slept together. Ashley got pregnant and told Kyle that they were both ashamed and afraid of telling me. All I wanted was to lay in my bed or cuddle in my bed with my mom and cry all of my feelings out.
Why do you want to see your mom after this?
Yeah.
My mom received a call from Ashley's mom. Ashley was having the baby. She came to my room and told me that she and dad were going to the hospital. I was perplexed and asked her to stay with me. She said that Ashley's parents need all the support that they can get, and we will discuss everything later. What about your damn daughter? I don't know when, but my sadness turned into rage, the kind I had never experienced before. And in a fit of emotions and feelings of betrayal, I started packing my bags and I decided to leave my home. I left, I took a train, and I left. My parents, siblings, Kyle, and Ashley all tried to contact me. My mom was sending me a panicked voicemail demanding me to come back. They also reported me as a missing person, but I don't think it went anywhere as I was 18. I finished school and got married. 15 years passed away from my family. And I found out from some friends that my parents were struggling to keep their house, and both my brothers lost their jobs and struggled to keep up with the cost.
Wow, so we're just going all the way into the future now. Like this is covering like a whole person's life 15 years later.
Literally, it's a movie. Me and my husband agreed to help them pay, as in help out her brothers who just lost their jobs. So I flew back to my home state. I saw my family for the first time in 15 years. I had so many emotions, regrets, pains from the past, feelings of betrayal. My parents were, I think, relieved to see me. It was such a weird day. We had a lengthy conversation and agreed to try and have some sort of cordial relationship, but that's why my mom started insisting that I have a sit-down conversation with Kyle and Ashley. I told her that she is choosing them over me again. She cried and yelled at me that I am selfish and that she just wants her family back. My mom and Kyle's mom kept calling me, and when I say that, I mean 100+ calls a day and messages every 20 minutes to pester me. I was afraid to block her, so I spoke to my father. I don't know what happened to them afterward. He doesn't speak much about it. Her calls slowly ceased, and something else must have happened because in August, my dad filed for a divorce.
This whole family is falling apart.
Feels like a telenovela a little bit.
My mom is devastated. In August, her calls became insane, and apparently not just with me. I've changed my number since then, and as of February, she has not been able to reach me. I don't want to have anything to do with her anymore, nor do I want her near my kids. As for Kyle and Ashley, I got a letter apparently written by Ashley. I've not opened it, and I really don't know if I want to. I feel like I've moved on from them, but on the other hand, I'm curious as to what she has to say after so many years. However, that in itself could bring back bad emotions.
Curiosity get the best of me there. Like, I would have to open the letter. I don't think I could just, like, not even look at it.
I would love to hear everyone on their take. But Macy, our resident expert. Yeah, what would you do at this point?
I think it's no contact with certain individuals. I think the only one that's really redeemable is the 14-year-old sister, because I think it's fair. At 14, you're going to follow your mom's lead, but it seems like she was really pushing back. I'd be curious to see why the dad divorced after, because it seems like when she reached back out and she explained things, the dad kind of filed for divorce pretty quickly after. So I'd be open to talking to dad and finding out. If the dad didn't know what was going on, I would say, yeah, you're fine to be in contact with your dad. Like, if your dad didn't know what was happening the whole time, then yeah, for sure, I would open that letter, though. I would never reach back out to them.
Yeah, agreed. But I mean, I want to hear what everyone in the comments has to say. So put your answers in the comments below. What do you think OP should do? Should they go no contact? And like, which family member should OP go no contact with? I don't know what to do. My best friend tried to kiss me, so I puckered up. Now she's pissed, and I think my friendship is over. Am I the a-hole? I'm a 24-year-old man, and my friend, Jess, is a 22-year-old woman. We've known each other for about 3 years since we met in a class. We've always been platonic, and to be completely honest, I'm not the type of guy to go for it. Come on, OP, be a go-getter.
That's right.
Spit some game. Riz up some riz. Yesterday, Jess was supposed to move. I was going to drive my truck over to her place, help her load up her stuff, and get her out of her apartment. Her situation with her roommates has become highly unstable due to the unreconcilable differences, so she was in a rush to leave. The day before yesterday, as a way of thanking me in advance, Jess ordered pizza for the two of us. Maybe a little candle.
Very nice.
Maybe some rose petals. Maybe a bar of chocolate. Maybe a massage.
Got the nice pizza with the pull-apart cheese.
Ooh, yeah. And you Lady and the Tramp that cheese. We were sitting there watching a movie on my couch, being platonic friends as usual. And suddenly, she inched a little closer to me. Then she got a little closer. All I could do was think about how it was finally happening.
You're wanting to move out of your crazy apartment, and I'm wanting you
to move
on over here.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
She squeezed up really close next to me and looked up at my face. I'm not the most confident guy, so all I could say was, hey. To which she responded, hi. Then she asked if I wanted to do something. Still trying to keep room for plausible deniability. Come on, if someone inches close to you on the couch when you're watching a movie and asks if you want to do something. I mean, it sounds like she's leading the witness.
You end up 4 years into a relationship, and you look at the person, you're like, you want to have sex? And they're like, okay.
Sure.
I asked what something was, and she said, oh, something. Still trying to keep room for plausible deniability, I decided I didn't know what something was, and she kept staring and nodding, and I thought I'd just take my chances. I asked if I could kiss her. He asked. Big mistake. She immediately stood up, walked to the other end of the room, and sat down on the armchair. Then she took out her phone. I immediately apologized, and she said that I should just forget it. A few minutes of incredibly awkward silence passed, and then she said, I guess Kim, her best friend, was right. I asked what Kim was right about, and she explained that for several years, Kim has repeatedly again and again said that I was only trying to get in her pants. Apparently, Kim put her up to testing me. Oh, come on!
Oh.
Yeah, that doesn't feel necessarily fair, because like now with the context of that, I'm like, it doesn't seem like he's being, the stereotypical nice guy. Like,
right.
It was, scooting in.
She was making a move on him, and he was like, okay. I felt horrible. I immediately apologized to Jess again and said that while I found her attractive, I'd do nothing to hurt our friendship, and then apologized yet again. Jess accepted it while crying a bit. Then I told her she had nothing to worry about. After Jess went home, I got to thinking that it was incredibly mean-spirited that she would do that to me. I apologized, but that juvenile high school prank just started to strike me the wrong way. I talked to my sister, who I can talk to about anything, who reinforced that it was disgusting behavior. Then she asked for Jess's address, which I declined to give her. So the sister's going to bat.
Trying to pull
She's pulling
up.
a Macy. Mm-hmm. The next morning, instead of meeting up with Jess at the promised time, I just didn't. I had taken the day off work, but I went in anyway because I wanted to get my mind off what happened. Jess was blowing up my phone all day, and then I got a couple texts from a number I didn't recognize, which I imagined was Kim. Finally, Jess called me a flaking creep, and that was the end. I'm really mixed on this. I feel kind of bad, but not so bad. So, am I the a-hole?
I I think if she wanted to get a gauge if he was into her or not, then like she should have just asked.
Couldn't OP just say no?
He could have said no. Yeah. I mean, but at least like you don't pull it to levels of playing mean-spirited pranks. You have to be mature. I mean, we're talking about adults. Act like an adult. You're acting like a 7-year-old. I don't really feel like he's the asshole for flaking. That was incredibly mean-spirited and never should have been gone about that way. I get where she would have felt uncomfortable. And if there was things that had happened in the past and made her think like, gosh, this is kind of making me uncomfortable, or this is something I feel like should be done in a relationship, I could see where she'd be upset. But like the whole way she went about that makes her an asshole.
My sister stole $6,000 from me, and now I can't buy a new car. I will never forgive her. Am I the a-hole? My little sister, 16, has had her fair share of behavior issues throughout the past few years. She doesn't keep up with school, lies, and was diagnosed with depression and anxiety along with everyone else in our family.
Both are like mental health disorders. I don't remember which one's the proper way, but I have anxiety, so
yeah. So fuck you, OP.
I have anxiety. We're pretty sure I have depression, so don't come after me.
But it sounds like at least the whole family has it so they can empathize. So since the beginning of this year, her behavior has gotten worse. She's been frequently lying and doctoring stories, as well as doing illegal activities in and out of the house with zero consequences. A few weeks ago, she had called me and told me, along with everyone else in the family, that she had bought me tickets to my favorite artist concerts in the fall. I obviously questioned it and kept telling her not to lie to me, but she insisted it was true, so I got very excited. 2 weeks later, I noticed that she kept buying very expensive items such as a PC, new shoes, makeup, more electronics, etc. But I figured it was because she got her new job and was making better money. For the more expensive items, like the PC, she told me it was a gift from a family member for her birthday, which was the week prior. She even went as far as to fake a phone call with said family member to thank them for such a wonderful gift.
She's an elaborate liar. Like, this would be a pain to deal with, but I can like respect how deep she goes.
Hustle.
Hey, she's got a future in politics, this lady. While she was having the time of her life, I was on a completely different path. A week before her birthday, my car's engine blew. I should note that I'm a college student who works minimum wage, and it would have been out of my price range to even try to afford a new engine, so the car got towed. I was devastated. But my parents and my grandma decided to help me by getting some money together, about $6,000, and gave it to me to buy a new car. About a week after I noticed my sister buying these expensive products, I finally found my dream car. My parents and I went to grab the money from our safe and go buy the car when we realized about $3,000 was missing from the envelopes we put together.
I am impressed at how a 16-year-old found kid like blow it that quick.
Hey, she knows she only has a little bit of time. My dad immediately checked my little sister's bank and found a $1,200 deposit via ATM that week. We also found receipts from purchases that she made with the remaining cash. When we confronted my sister, she said she didn't know why she took the money. She just did.
The foresight to then go also put some in her ATM or like into her debit card. Holy crap.
Master in the making.
I was still devastated that my own blood would steal from me, but my parents, more so my dad, whose sister did the same thing, wants me to forgive her because she's apologized for it. I told him, hell no, and that she has yet to apologize to me, and that I have no intentions on having her in my life when she's acting like this. My dad says she's going through a tough time and needs our help. So am I the asshole? And there's an update. I want to add that as soon as my parents found out, we took her to return as much as we could. They were also devastated. So what do you think? Is OP the a-hole for not talking to the sister anymore?
No, but also a little bit this was a gift that everyone gave him. It's not like this was money that he or she was really saving for or earned. It was just kind of given to him by everybody. So I feel like that needs to be taken into account.
If I got a gift for $6,000 and my sibling takes it and blows it on some PC, I'm going to be pissed. And now I don't have a car to get around. How am I going to go to my job, Macy?
To be fair, yes. But I'm like, but also like, I feel like some of this they were looking at nicer cars because they couldn't have afforded to get that nice of a car a little bit because it was a gift. Like playing devil's advocate a little bit here. He's devastated because he couldn't get his dream car within
So
that
you're
price.
pro the sister stealing.
I'm not pro the sister at all.
You
I think-
like to steal.
No.
Watch your wallets
That's my
around
take.
Macy.
Hold on. I'm pro stealing, okay?
Watch your wallets.
I think that he needs to take into account that like this affects more than just him, and as much as his family's like, I'm like, this is also his family's hard-earned money, and it seems like everybody else is able to forgive on that.
Well, but he's also
get
the one
past
who's
it.
getting affected
He's the one
most.
who's directly affected, but I mean, yeah, that was also a headache, like a huge headache for the parents to deal with. They're also dealing with other behavior issues more than he is. I think that
So should there be a punishment?
there should absolutely be a punishment. She could probably sell the PC. I mean, if it's a new PC, she should be able to sell it for, if she spent $1,000 on it or $800, she should be able to get quite a bit of that back.
The
because it's
majority,
just
probably.
open.
Yeah.
Exactly,
Yeah.
because you can sell those refurbished, and they only lose a few $100s of value. So that's some of my thought in this. Is like there's a lot of that can be reclaimed.
That's true. That's true. Macy, I knew you were going to have some good insights, but my goodness, the amount of
juicy takes.
experiences and things that were related. So we're really appreciative. I know that you're starting up some more videos on your own.
Mm-hmm.
Where can the people find you? What have you got going on?
Oh gosh. Okay, so they can find me on my main channel, Macy Savannah. If you search that, you'll find me. It's a very old picture of me, but you will find me. I also am on Instagram, Macy_Savannah_YT, and it's kind of the two spots to find me. I don't do too much outside of that. I do have a TikTok. I just never post. So follow me on one of the other two.
And we'll see you soon.